Welcome back, everybody, to this, the World Poker Tour World Online Championships. And it is day 3, Henry, of our triple header. And we're bringing you guys the WPT500 knockout final table. Henry, some action for sure in a knockout event.
Oh yeah. Bounties up for grabs. And it's a day 3 as well, you know. I don't know about you. I mean, I've only had one day 3 in my life, I think, but there's just that extra bit of excitement. You've woken up 2 days in a row, you bagged for the next day, and you're here. The final hurdle, and the adrenaline's running. You can't get to sleep, and I mean, day 3, man, of a big WPT event. What more could we want?
And it is big, Henry. Look at that, 1,063,000 in this prize pool. So over 2,000 entries. 9 left. First prize 64k. Plus a whole bunch of bounties. Obviously, everyone winning different bounties. We know first place and second place in these ones are basically the same, but with the bounties, it's anything but the same. And we see Arseny Malinov leading the way, and he has already bagged 16k in bounties. You know, that's pretty impressive. Given 9th place pays $6,000, he's already got another 16 on top.
Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal. I feel like a lot of people don't pay too much attention to bounties, especially in these FTs, because they're focusing on the ladders and whatnot. But yeah, you can't forget, you know, bounties are half the prize pool, so it does make sense to go after some of these spots. And yeah, as you said, I mean, he's already locked up what, 7th place money,
almost 6th place money, over 6th place money in bounties alone. Yeah, it gives you an idea where we're at, and there you get those prize pools, as we say. Also, note, I think hopefully we'll see the bounties. Here we are. I think.
Oh wow!
Bogdanov here has a reasonably big bounty on his head for a shorter stack, although maybe a little bit more than he started with. Obviously, Maybe a few hands in here. Playing 1.53 Henry. So we're relatively deep, but there are a couple of short stacks about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say that.
Oh.
Alexandros.
Sorry, I just noticed Spashislav under the gun. I'm assuming
no.
he's not here, he's sat out. Something's gone on there, Henry, because the queen
Wow.
under the gun just got mucked. So
Wow, how crazy is that?
I can only assume a disconnect or late to the day. I don't know. Something, Henry, something.
Oh, wow. I mean, can we say that he's maybe blessed and saved himself ships? I mean, would Daniel have rejammed? I doubt it. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna. I hope he's watching the stream, man. I hope he's looking back and he's like, okay, I wasn't winning this hand, so him running late to the party has actually saved him some money.
Yeah, I mean, we'll all work on that principle, but that's how the random number generator works, Henry. It's what we tell ourselves. We know it's not true, but it's okay. You make a point, though. Look at this. Alex from the big hits flush. Board runs out all hearts, and Daniel Colpoys, who, like I say, was, well, when it was looking yesterday, Henry, he started day 2 as the chip leader, so he's ridden that wave all the way down to the final table, which is impressive in itself.
Yeah, scanning around the table, looking at these stacks. I mean, sure, Alexandros on 13, Colpoys on 19, but pretty deep for a final table. Like, I feel like it's going to be a few levels.
Henry, we saw Spashislav fold queens last hand under the gun. Can only assume not there. Now got jacks in the big blind. But if they are there and decide to play, there's going to be some action because Alex in the small with ace queen. 3 is raising it up for Malinov, though, the chip leader. Pardon me. Not necessarily. Oh, is the chip? Yeah, Malinov is the chip leader. There we go. I'm settling in, Henry.
Interesting spot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just if Spashislav is sat out, I mean, I don't know if they'd be aware of that yet. Yeah, I mean, look, instant fold again, Henry.
Wow.
Bad time to be disconnected, I guess. Or sleeping, or whatever's going on.
Again, I'm going to say that Vyacheslav would have busted this hand. He would have squeezed. Alexandra would have gone for the old back jam, and turn's going to be the ace of spades, and there you have it. Ace queen going to continue, I assume, on the king deuce, 2 spades. We've underrepped our hand pre. Going to be ahead of a bunch of Arseni's cut off opening range, especially when he's the chip leader. So.
8 looks pretty clean here. Yeah, Alex Malinov likes it also. Just well, good evening to everyone. Well, there you go. There's a river card. 3 gives Malinov a lovely little boat. But yeah, good evening everyone in the chat. I see a fair few regulars in there. Thanks for joining us once again. And this is gonna be a fun one. Bounties. Always adds a different dynamic. I know, as Henry says, guys, it doesn't make the biggest difference on a final table. It's a bit more exciting earlier on in the tournament, but it's fun nonetheless, Henry.
I really enjoy these ones. I honestly do. They're my favorite types of streams to covers, just because of the whole build-up to it. They've been playing for 3 days. You get a lot of satellite qualifiers. You're playing for pretty much life-changing money when you think of the buy-in. And Alexandra with the block here, and can't say I blame him. Gonna let it go.
Vyacheslav, whoa, wants to not come back again here, Henry. King, queen, suited in the small. This is just a fun game of how many good hands is Vyacheslav going to fold by not being here. This one very dominant, and Patrick with 2 8s in the big. This all sorts of things could happen here, Henry.
It's true. I can see this going open if Vyacheslav's back and flats. I mean, I don't mind taking it upstairs when you cover. Makes sense, but it's a pretty good hand to take post. Looks like he is back. And if he does flat, then yeah, would expect to see the open jam from, the re-jam from Patrick for 30, and potentially flipping for close to the chip lead.
Oh,
Best stuff.
What is Patrick's move gonna be? Everyone guaranteed 6k early on the final.
It's really close with ICM. It's a fun one. Yeah, in it goes. Can't say I blame him. Gonna get a ton of folds. Obviously, range on the button weak or weaker than, you know, an early position open.
Here we go, Henry. The first big pot of the final table, and it is one of our Alexes at play. Needing ace or king, doesn't get there.
Wow.
Patrick Brooks with the monster double up, Henry.
Huge hold, my man. Coming in with, you know, well, the lowest in bounties. So obviously hasn't been in too many huge spots. How about that one? How about just starting the final table off and moving up into third? Yeah,
I mean, basically second in chips, just a few blinds behind Alex T. Got too many Alexes here.
We do.
I like him. 3 Alexes. Maybe Alex is a good name to have in a knockout. There we go.
Is that how it works?
It must be. I mean, I'm trying to piece it together.
Obviously early days, so still not too familiar with how everyone's playing. Yeah, I like this. I was about to say, have, you know, all the options, can limp, can take it upstairs, just really put the pressure on Julian pre-flop. Just let him know that he's going to be rumbling across the next 3 streets if he does decide to flat pre. I'm not sure I'd want to induce Ace Queen. I know it's suited. I'm not sure about this.
We're gambling, Henry. I mean, as I say, Bogdanov has got a bundle of bounties, so it lends the idea that he's someone who perhaps is willing to gamble it up, Henry, with the big hands.
Yeah. I wonder if he's planning on like 3-bet calling it off there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine. Maybe with 3-bet deciding. I haven't quite decided. 3-bet decide. 3-bet, flip a coin.
3-bet and see what happens. Dicey to play a limping strategy against someone that covers you, obviously, when you do have such a huge bounty on your head. Going to be, you know, somewhat incentivized to bully.
Union flopping the open ender. How are we all doing tonight, guys? So we'll shout in the chat, shall we? See Mad Madge in the mix. Limitlex in again. SHW. Shifty. Or in the mix. Supernova and Giliano, of course. With us as always.
I like this from you, Dan. Fold out some queen highs, king highs. Obviously, difficult to get pairs to fold. I mean, maybe somewhat easy to get like a 4 to fold. Wow, sticks around with the queen high. What?
Spice City and Rivers are 5 to boot, Henry. Why not?
All right. Fruity. Maybe a bit of a read. Big follow through from you, Bogdanov, man. All right.
Paula. Here we go. This is how you get all the bounties, Henry. You just go hard.
see you. I see you. How's everyone in the chat doing? Big one tonight. Love these. I'm gonna have a scroll through the lobby myself. See if there's anything takes my fancy.
Whoa, Henry. There is, of course, the WPT WOC free roll.
There is indeed.
Just like the last 2 nights, guys. $500 in tickets to be given away. The password's top of the screen there. WPT500 KO. Come and join me. Come and stop me winning. Anyway, they've been doing a good job of that lately. They've not let me get off the mark lately.
It's true. It's true. You've been giving it away, as they say.
So that must be the night.
I think so. I think you've just been warming them up, right?
Yeah.
Just been keeping them about. What's the term? Other false pretenses, like letting them think that there's a chance that they could win. Give them the first 2, and then come in like a silent assassin on the 3rd one.
Yeah, you kind of dump it off the first couple of days. Try and increase the stakes. A bit hard in the free roll, but and then you get them in the 3rd time of asking. I know all the tricks.
Nothing much to write home about this hand. Should, in theory, fold round to Alexandros on the button, who will most likely be coming in for a raise, covering both the blinds. Unless Ulan decides he wants to get out of line with the Queen 8. Was with a big bounty on his head as well, so it's always that more dicier.
Beans to be won.
Let's go for the limp. Mm. 10 high, never really good. This board. I want to try and fold out some queen highs, jack highs. Obviously very difficult to get pairs to fold the way it's played out.
There we go. I was going to give it a go, and it's nice to see Henry already. We've had Bogdanov do the same in that last hand, trying to fold out the exact hands that opponents have got. Same with Daniel here, trying to make that jack nine queen high fold, like you say.
Don't think it's going to work on this occasion. Ah, it does. There we go. Henry Kilbane in the bin.
Gets the pair to fold.
Could have a tangle here. 2 of the larger stacks. Could kind of get out of line with the King 10-0. Obviously covering Alexandros in the cutoff. It's going to have a somewhat wider range, although he is obviously going to be proceeding with caution, opening into one of the chip leaders. Well, I say one of the chip leaders, the chip leader. Hey, Jim lad.
Jim lad in the house.
In the mixing bowl.
All right. Oh, my match. Gave us a sweat, took it away straight away. Ho hum. Alex T. Pulling one in.
Daniel Colpoys, James, am I right in saying was in the mix? Am I getting the name wrong? I feel like he's been on one of our streams the last couple of days.
No, I was just mentioning him, I think, quite a bit yesterday because the fact that he'd was going well in this event, I think. Yeah, I don't believe
that might be the case. Yeah,
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I was eyeing ahead.
3.4k bounty. Yes, it's maybe like one of the few hands that we do this with, and then probably want to be open jamming, like close to range.
Yeah, just thinking Colpoys did make it down to the final table in the WPT 8 Max online event last year, finishing 6th in the event that Gavs won.
Gav's won.
Gav Cochrane when he won the the 8 Max Hold'em.
Okay.
Which is, you know, Gav's just proven he can do two things at
Chip says somebody's stack sizes are massive. Yeah, it's not the shallowest of final tables, put it that way. And for me personally, especially when there's like this much money on the line, I've always thoroughly enjoyed this type of final table, mainly because I feel like more often than not, obviously depending on variance, but more often than not, the person that has just really gone after it and put themselves out there has enough wiggle room to take it down. Don't mind the open jam here, especially with a couple of shorter stacks. Maybe start opening like ace king suited for the induce, and then just jamming all of our ace kings. Ace king offsuits. Makes sense. IMO.
Yeah.
Fives in the bin. And I apologize, chat. I didn't even see that Patrick had opened, but I would still like the open jam, regardless.
Big bounty. It always makes sense, doesn't it, Henry?
Yeah, definitely. What was the starting stack?
500k.
500k.
So we got a billion play, Henry.
Yeah, we maybe get a bit nerdy later on, and start calculating starting stacks times bounties and what kind of ranges we want to be calling off.
That's what we want to hear, Henry. We want to get the calculator out.
Start clicking some buttons. Jax is close. It's in 19 bigs. I don't mind opening Jax here. I also don't hate the jam. I feel like if you haven't put in an insane amount of ICM work, and it's a part of your game that you're not, overly comfortable with, then just taking like the jam spots rather than trying to figure out, what hands you want to be inducing with and whatnot, makes sense, in my opinion.
That's what we got you for, Henry. Your opinion. That's what we need.
In it goes. Flip spot for Alexandru.
Kind of owed one, Henry, if it works that way. If that's how it works, poker, he's owed one. Well, it's going to be tough from there. And it certainly is tough. Alex Barron out in 9th, Henry. 2 flips. See you later. Poker's a cruel, cruel game.
That
Alex
one.
actually got 6k, Henry, in cash, but 10k in bounties. So, Not too shabby.
That one is that's gonna sting.
Yeah.
That one's gonna take a few days to shake off. Yeah, GG's. I mean, what can you do? Button versus big blind, 8s against ace king for just shy of 30. Always finding its way into the middle, especially with the flat out, the small blind. That one's gonna hurt. That one is gonna hurt. GG's, man.
GG's indeed.
All right, couple of back-to-back bounty spots. 2 aces live. And this is the spot you want to be in Arsene's shoes. Just have like a huge chip lead and be able to open, put yourself in spots to sweep up some of the smaller bounties.
Oh,
this time.
Give it a go, Henry.
Did indeed.
Bunch of garbage is how I'm going to describe this hand.
Yeah. That's one way of putting it.
Are we to see a rare walk?
Could very well be the case. Although Bogdanov, sorry. Known for being a very solid, aggressive reg. See, James, sometimes even the aggressive regs don't mind passing up bottom of range.
Yeah.
Especially when they're covered.
The absolute trash. We can give that up. Everyone had it at hand. Rare walk. What dreams are made of.
Queen 10 versus ace 10.
The old classic, Henry. The old Queen 10 v Ace 10. It's the one they've tuned in to watch.
Daniel's kind of tied with Leo Alexandros. Yeah. I don't mind like 3-bet bluffing. We have got a pretty big bounty on our head though.
It's such a fun game when you throw bounties into the mix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your dynamics change.
I wouldn't mind making it like 6 bigs and then folding to jams. Oh, actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually a thing with the bounties, obviously.
Henry, we're okay with calling. We're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, turn us straight and we're getting free rolled, mate. You know?
It's the worst kind of roll if you're giving it. Patrick, very content in this spot on the button. You bet into with a 10, but a very small bet, Henry. Quarter pot with 2 flush draws on board. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Let's go and try and pump this up. Let's get a bit more out of it.
Supernovi coming in with the caps. Wow. Free roll. Hello.
It was a shot of glory. Sort of didn't quite materialize the free roll, but that's okay.
Get shown that, man.
Yeah, it's a bit grim. Could be worse. We're showing the Jack 10.
Yeah, that's true. I love your optimistic outlook on the situation. You're right.
You know me, Henry. Always the optimist.
Yeah, he could have been drawing to a chop or dead. Well, no, he couldn't have ever been dead, but yeah, drawing to a chop.
Can't be dead in this game, Henry. Not enough cards.
Well, I mean, you say that.
Bogdanov, Queen, Jack popping it up.
Poor old Jason Kuhn the other night. Too soon. Oh, I'm telling you now. I wish we could get like a heart bait. Heart bait? What is wrong with me tonight? Like, stuttering all over the place. Like a heart rate monitor on the players. That could be the future of these streams, James. Get heart rate monitors on the boys when they're jamming for 30 or jamming for 25. These heavy ICM spots.
Yeah, it's fun. Guys, if you are just joining us, Henry, I'm gone as well. Neither of us can talk. It's the WPT World Online Championships. This is the WPT500 knockout final table. We started with 9. We're down to 8. We play to a winner. Plaxin, 3-bet, ripping 9 to... Oh, Mananoff going for it. This is a bounty. He flops the queen. We turn a 9 for Plaxin. And the unlikely double after that flop. See the stacks neutralize a little bit. Plaxin up to 150. There's some carnage already, Henry.
Yeah, that's sick. Oh, you just see the queen high flop. Yeah, I mean...
it's queen 8-6, Henry, though. You know it's never going to be easy. They're never going to find a deuce in the turn, aren't they? There's always going to be some outs. But always 9, bang. Outs. Kick in the teeth. Off you go. This is, yeah, this is a little worry if you're man enough. That would have been a huge scenario had he won that pot. 330 mil would have been basically a third of the chips in play, and more money thrown on the bounty pile.
Yeah, and not only that, it turns into one of those spots where it's like good luck everyone else.
Right.
Everyone else is playing for second. Gets really well. Actually, I mean Alexandra's still very deep, but you know what I mean, James.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
He gets to run ragged. Gets the right rough shot over it, doesn't he? Just gets the bet, bluff, bluff. Yeah. Go for knockouts. Everyone stays out his way. Now back in a fair fight. Cowboys trying on this Queen Jack 8 board. Got a gut shot. Betting 1 blind Henry into the big blind defend. Alex K going to have all sorts of nonsense that has to just check fold here. Albeit Daniel ahead of that. But just making the hand that little bit easier to play perhaps.
All right.
Guys, again, if you are just joining us, please do head on over to Party Poker. WPT 500 free roll is going to be going off in, what, an hour and 35 minutes. You've got an age to register. That can't be right. No, 21 minutes. There we go. Henry, what is going on with us today? Late reg finishes in an hour and a half, but the tournament starts in 21 minutes. So please do come check it out as Cowboys checks out this ace on the river. And of course, if you want to be in with a chance of winning some tickets without having to actually use any skill at all, Henry, well, I suppose you can count the margin as a skill, then please do play along with the Sport Buff questions throughout the evening. If you could click in the top right of your screen, you'll find the little widget there. And if you click start now, you can track your answers. That's basically how this works. We're going to fire off some multiple choice questions a couple times an hour. Get them right, you go in the draw. Win the draw, you win a ticket. No risk. Simple as that. All you got to do is know either the easiest questions in the world, aren't they, Henry, or the hardest, I feel. It's nothing between.
There's not much. There's not much middle ground. That's very true. I know we were neck and neck last night with a few people in the chat. I'm going to try and prove myself today.
Yeah, it was a big day for me. I know Madge is in the chat, and Madge had gone to bed, but Madge, I overtook you last night on the all-time leaderboard, so you need to get your stuff together. That's not a bad flop for Vashislav. The old straight with the straight flush redraw. And Mananoff with a gut shot.
Yeah, interesting one with the gut shot. Probably want to be doing a lot of betting because of ICM. One pair hands on this board are going to really struggle to realize across the next two streets. I'm not sure if we're meant to raise here. I guess raising is fine, again, just because of ICM. But when you have the board,
Right.
this crushed, then
This locked.
Yeah.
We got the straight with the straight flush draw, even when we're against clubs. We've got club blockers and we've got the ultimate cold deck potential.
Yep. I agree. Queen on the turn.
This is lovely when Malinov starts throwing bombs out as well, Henry.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Keep on doing this, pal. Any argument, Henry, for perhaps raising here? Ever?
Well, the thing is like Razor, we fold out all the bluffs, and Queen on the turn is a card that is going to favor Arseni's range. So just keeping his bluffs. I love this. This is Arseni just going to blast off. I mean, what are you doing here with a 7? What are you doing here with a 6?
But do those? A lot of the 6s surely fold turn, right?
It depends. There's going to be some 6-8s, some 6-5s. Those ones that stick around. And yeah, I mean, Ace of the River, he didn't pull the trigger, couldn't find it.
I feel like I like the big bet on the turn and a check back, Henry, myself. I know obviously what you're saying with the ace. Certainly a good contender. I don't know, maybe I'm just giving him a compliment for the check back because I could see Vashislav was sat there with a straight.
There we go. Confirmation bias.
We're all the best in the world when we can see the cards. Hello. Alex T. Popping up King 4 suited from +1.
Yeah, dynamic has changed.
Has the chip lead. Exactly, Henry. Exactly.
Dynamic has changed. We get to play the fun role of table captain.
How are we all doing, guys? How are we all doing? Jim Ladd. Good to see a national football team winning. Not bad for you.
Where's my chat disappeared to? I have pop-out chat. There we go. Had to get the stream up on one screen just so I don't miss out on any of these sports buff questions. Having James claim victory over me is
suited ace in the cutoff. So it's scary though, Henry, raising into the chip leader with this hand. Certainly good enough from this position. Well,
oh yeah.
Speaking of sport buff questions, one is about to hit your screen, guys. So remember, quickly click top right, get yourself registered. I don't want to see any anonymous players near the top of the leaderboard because you can't win prizes and you're getting the answers right. It's just not right. So please, guys, do it. Here we go. Okay, that's one of the ones that we should be a high percentage correct here, guys.
Where are the difficult ones, man? Where are the difficult ones? I mean, there's me crying for the difficult ones. I normally get them wrong as well, so.
Sure, you all got that one right, guys. Let's see. You know who's getting this one right? Is Vashislav plopping top pair backdoor diamonds. Has a stab. Alex with the king of spades, Henry. Don't think we're done with this one yet.
I could even check. All right.
Oh, wow. You were suggesting potentially a check raise. I was thinking a call. Alex says, you know what? Let's let that one go. All right, 100% right. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We're all up there on the leaderboard. A couple of anonymous players.
Up
Guys,
the boys.
I told you. You gotta click the start now. You're anonymously winning. You can't win prizes. Ho hum. I should start popping it up. And yeah, Gym Lad. So I've been doing well on the quizzes. It's about the only thing I've been doing well in. So, you know, gotta get something right.
Imagine coming back and seeing that the first two hands that you didn't play were queens and jacks.
But you're doing well. Stars up there. Cowboys, ace 10 in the small. Is this going to be the 3-bet, Henry? We suggesting the big blind hand potentially, but from the small blind, a little bit more attractive, appealing, less of an option.
I'm not sure. Yeah, the old 3-bet fold.
Yeah.
It's a nice hand to do it with. Fold out some stronger hands. Not many, but well, I can think of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still fold something out. Nice pickup for Daniel. That's just like 2 9s the following hand. Pop up again and Bogdanov, the only one with anything that potentially get involved here, but a big bounty on the head of Bogdanov. You're going to have to be very selective. Man off. Giving up the blind, Henry. Everyone guaranteed 8k plus all the bounties they have won. And you can see by the bounties on their heads, it's the likes of Malinoff who have been doing the heavy lifting in this tournament, winning the most, along with Bogdanov and even Daniel there, albeit on a short stack, like Bogdanov, has a pretty big bounty. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the last 2 nights of coverage. It's been fun. 25k and a 10k in the books.
Yep. Yeah, always fun when best in the world come out to play.
Most certainly is, Henry. Yeah, if you weren't with us last night, it was Jonathan Proudfoot finally getting it done for us, Henry. Beating Christian Rudolph heads up, final hand. 2 kings against the ace queen. Held on after doubling him up once. Heads up, wasn't it, Henry? Came in as a big chip leader in the heads up match. And we thought maybe, just maybe, there'll be a game of it when Rudolph doubled up. But the second all in went the way of Proudfoot. Really good final table, that, guys. If you didn't watch it, try and watch it back. And Andreas Nemeth at Ape Stars, Proudfoot all in there, mixing it up. And in fact, Nemeth and Van Fleet were both chip leaders at some point. I think Henry 5-handed and came 5th and 4th. So there was some swings and roundabouts.
As Flop Alexander's just check calling. And, well, I mean, she saved himself a few blinds to try and go on a spin. They could have definitely taken the check jam option, although I guess the bounties and whatnot, not much fold equity. Yeah, just has to fold now. Say Alexandros, said 2 Alexandroses. I should have said
Alex K.
Alex
D.
K.
There we go. We knew where you were at. Blind's going up, Henry. 2 mil, 4 mil. It's deep, but it'll get shallower. Brooks popping it up. His lucky hand, Henry, doubled up with 8s very early on in this final table.
Yeah, he's given a bit of it back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can't complain with the start, Henry, can you? Got up to like 175, down to 145. Loving life. You won that flip. Half the time, you're out in 9th, and
yeah, exactly.
Already 3 beers deep. But instead, Patrick's here, in with a chance of taking down a WPT500 title, which is not to be sniffed at.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, especially like you said, you're all in for your tournament. You're the first one to be all in for your tournament life, and you're managing to survive, obviously. And to be honest with you, I mean, the chips have been somewhat redistributed around the table. Like we had 3 pretty short stacks, and now just Alex K. That's
well, hello.
Looking for a lifeline.
That's just like, oh, Malinov with the big bounty on his head says, wow. No, you might have more chips than me now, but this is still my table.
That
Henry,
is such a punt.
We're seeing some stuff.
That is insane. Like, you know me, man. I got to call a spade a spade. That is.
You see a punt, you call it. Well, hang on a second. We'll come back to it because we're about to see some Alex on Alex action here. T popping up ace-8 of clubs. K has jacks. Is going to put it in for the remaining 6 blinds. And well, are we going to lose our second Alex in a row, or is Alex going to double up? Either way, Henry, and Alex wins the pot. So I'm happy.
ICM suicide, boys and girls.
We love to see it. Pair's a pair, Henry. You know. Someone 3-bet calls it off. They've probably got ace king, so you're a small favourite anyway. It's the James Dempsey school of 4-betting. In the old days, they used to call with ace jack and stuff, so it was better. Nowadays, they don't. But, you know. Here we go then. Ace-8 of clubs.
There you go, indeed. Fair fight. It's a fair fight. You got 6 bigs.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? Alex T's gonna be like, really? You found jacks when you're all in for 6 bigs? Having said that, opening ace-8 of clubs under the gun and getting jammed on by Alex K. Probably not expecting to be a favourite in the coup.
Yeah, just like, can't you just have king queen?
Flops in 8, and that is it. Alex K with the double, but only up to 15 blinds. Still a lot of work to do. Missed objective in the chat. All I can say is that you touched my leg. Coldboy's popping up ace jack. Brooks on the button, ace king.
Oh man, that's brilliant.
I'm feeling like getting in a funny mood tonight, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like getting playful. Who's on it? Who's on the grind? Who is working away? Vashslav wants to get involved with Queen 10 of Hearts. Flicks in the call. More chips for Brooks. Henry, can we just rip this? Do we have to go smaller sizing? What are we saying?
35. Yeah, 35's fine to rip, obviously. Yeah, there's no like really short stack with a huge bounty behind that you could potentially like flat. And even still, I think with ICM that's not the best idea. Coldplay's gonna fold, obviously, and yeah, nice little pick up of Brooks. I mean, this leaving 6 chips behind is just insane.
I mean, I assume that's pulling the slider along and it didn't quite get there.
Yeah, I would hope that's the case. I would hope. Like, because like the EV made is just so minimal compared to disconnecting and being called and then like having 0 chips, or someone jamming on you and then having 6 chips. Because you're not folding if it goes jam anyway. So why chat?
Bratislav popping up ace 10. Alex T in the small decides to flat with the 6s, and Cold Boy's in the big with an ace. And a reasonably good one, Henry. He decides to come along. I always hate these spots peeling from the big dim against the small
Probably
blind
a
peel.
fold.
Yeah, it's such a lovely hand to peel with and play heads up, but to play three-way, a very different beast, and he does make the fold. Yeah,
Nice fold. Very nice fold.
Kilbane approved.
Yeah, I think people overvalue hands like ace 8 out the big in these spots. For chips, it's probably. Actually, I don't even know if for chips. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know if for chips it's okay. But with ICM, it's definitely a fold.
Right, checks through. Alex T, 2 6s, will be happy to get this to the river. Bratislav may feel the same with ace 10. Still beats some stuff, but most of that stuff, I guess, Henry does start to bluff here. The stuff that he beats, the king 10, queen 10, king queen.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, does he have to bluff here just to try and knock out these exact kind of hands? No? Okay. Doesn't.
Yeah, I think we have too much showdown value, and like you said, like pretty much everything gets there. Maybe fold out some pairs, some small pairs, but shouldn't really have too many of those in the first place. So
right, okay, that makes sense.
This is a bit of an out of line open under the gun.
Let me just take a minute to just appreciate what ridiculous final table we actually have here in this WPT500, Henry.
Yeah.
The experience on this table is insane. Malinov, absolute crusher. Multiple wins in high rollers, super high rollers. Same as Alex T, absolute beast. Poker, and both those guys have actually won a 25k online this year. Henry Malinov, Alex T, which is pretty amazing to then see them on the final table with this 2,000 player $500 tournament. Of course, Alex Colonius was his Poker Europe champion formerly. Also, you know, semi-regular in some of the higher stakes events around the world. Really a tough draw if you've got to this table, Henry.
Yeah, that's what makes that jam somewhat interesting. Now that you've mentioned that, like, I don't know much about Vyacheslav. If Arseny thinks he's like just overfolding a bunch there, I mean, if you could jam 3s there and you're getting like 9s to fold, maybe even like 10s to fold, then yeah, obviously it makes a ton of sense. But then on the flip side, if Vyacheslav is less experienced, which again I'm not sure of, then maybe his 3-betting range is going to be, you know, a lot narrower in that spot. Yeah, that 3s jam was very interesting.
Spicy. It was spicy. Guys, the free roll is up and running. If you're not in yet, please do head on over to Party. WPT WOC free roll. $500 guaranteed. It's all in the form of tickets. And who knows, maybe you can spin up your ticket into a wonderful main event seat this weekend. Or a mini main, or even the micro main. Whichever main you fancy, Henry. Just make sure you're in a main. That's all I want.
Don't want much from life then, do you?
No, not a lot. I'm not greedy at all. In fact, I just realised I've still got my ticket that I won in the free roll a few weeks back. Maybe I'll fire something up tonight with that. Try and win my own way into the main event.
There you go.
Bogdanov, 2 jacks, big bounty, popping up, hoping for action. Well, hoping for action from hands that he beats, should we say. Yeah, it's gonna be. This could be a really fun table, Henry. When you see Malinov doing stuff like that, it's like, okay, the gloves are off in a big way.
Patrick could get himself in a spot of bother here.
Yep, we're gonna have to spend this king jack from the big blind. I'd be loving doing so in the most conditions, but turns out the guy raising the cut-up's got ace king. 3-way. Strong enough still, Henry, isn't it? The king jack.
Yeah, I don't hate a squeeze here. Have really good hand to. Do we? I guess. Yeah, I like the squeeze here. Make like 32 mil. Let them know that they're playing for stacks.
Yeah. It's a bit harder to squeeze though if you know Malinov's ripping 3s.
That's true.
But
yeah, the
I
old
don't know that yet.
nonsense squeeze.
So, we are of course on a delay for the most obvious of reasons.
Wow.
That's a squeeze. Wow. Well. Malinov, the one at risk, Henry. We've got a 300 million chip pot, and he's flopped an ace, despite Brooks flopping a jack. No further jack. Well, Malinov got all his chips back and more. Brooks down to just 23 mil, Henry. Won that flip early on with the same hand, the 2-8s. Here we go. And, well, maybe that's double up with them again because Coldboy's 2 7s plus 1 with Brooks so short.
I think 7's going to bin.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well played. I was just thinking that. I think it's just about a fold, isn't it? But he's going to get spun from Bogdanov.
Wow. What is happening today, man?
Once more, Brooks is going to have to win a flip with 2 8s against the overcards, Henry. Can he do it?
Bradley saying seems like a bit of a punt. I like it.
Well, that's how you win a flip. 8s are the hand of the night, Henry. I keep saying this. There's always a hand of the night. We know what it is now. I mean, it's quite amazing because just as I said that, Henry, in the free roll, I peeled and opened with 2 8s and flopped a set. So it's just proof 8s is
there we
hand.
go.
And I'm not lying here, guys. That's exactly what I have right now. In the free roll, a set of 8s.
Wait, is there someone in the chat that's on your table?
Well, I guess in the pots with a Brazilian and a Russian, so I'm taking the chances they're watching the other language streams, Henry. But
okay,
never know.
All right.
If not, my check raise probably won't get any action here. 8s are hot. Play them hard tonight, guys. Play them hard. Malinov, now with a big lead, is going to be tough to beat. He's going to make it tough anyway. No easy pots.
Yeah, especially with the dynamic changing again. Now have 2 shorties. Bogdanov's also sat on 20 as well as Cold Boys, so it does make sense to start getting a bit more aggressive now.
Pulling us down to 12 blinds. Alex T. Be playing here. 22 effective.
I actually really like the 3x because we're going to be 3xing with our trashy hands as well, and it kind of works as an induce. Could definitely get some like weak hands to jam. I like it. Ooh. Okay. Arseni's ruined the party.
The ace jack, the ace 6 scenario, blind on blind, has been bypassed by the fact Malinov has 300 million in chips, Henry. Just gets to raise a lot.
Yeah, Cold Boy's gonna need to fold this one out of the small. Is saying, it looks like we'll all be in Cyprus for a few days after all. All right, okay. I see you.
Where am I looking? Where am I looking?
In the chat.
What am I not seeing, guys? What am I not seeing?
Cheza yesterday was saying that he may be joining us if the family approves.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Here's a 21. I'm going to get in the mix. That's what I'm talking about. Cyprus, it's getting closer, boys and girls. In fact, for Henry, well, it's Henry's next stream, in fact, guys, because we're going to lose Henry after this evening in terms of the World Online Championships. We'll not be doing the main event next week, unfortunately. You know, it's the main event, guys. We got to dig a bit deeper. We got to find the top talent. We can bring him out here for these the prelims. You know, he's the prelim commentator. But
oh wow! Okay, all right, mate. That's fantastic.
I'm just joking, guys. Well, I'm not joking. Henry won't be with us, but obviously we would love him to be with us. But
that's brilliant.
He's
that's made my day.
But we will have as things stand, Ike Haxton will be on both nights of that main event, which is just great to have. I'm pretty sure for the final we're going to have Jeff Gross as well. I'm not sure who's doing the day before with me, but Ike is slated to be on both, which is just going to be great. So you learn a lot when Ike talks. You shut up.
You do.
You listen.
Yeah.
And you ask questions. True. You ask questions for sure. And he answers in the most incredible ways because he understands every little aspect of this game. I'm looking forward to that. In fact, just looking at the main event, Henry, day 2, obviously, some day 1s in the books already. I just thought I'd open up the lobby and see what we might have ahead of us. And when you know, the chip leader, Andreas Nemeth. Some absolute bosses in the, near the mix there.
Andreas Nemeth, eh?
I see Aspen in there. Shout him out. Timo, back from last night. And Ollie Shemian near the top. Steven Bernsadov as well, second place. So it'll be a fun one. That is next week though. 5k, still plenty of chance to get in it, guys, if you wish to do so. Through satellites, there are many, many ways. For as little as you like. Marganov says it's Andros, not Andreas. Yes, apologies. I'm infinitely getting that wrong every single time. Bogdanov with Ace Queen here, Henry. Facing a lead from Vashislav, the lesser spotted lead.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a board that is going to have a ton of folds on, folds out all of like the ace highs, king queens, king jacks, those types of hands that just really struggle over 2 streets.
Yeah.
Arseni with almost 400 million chips now. Loving life. And I mean, yeah, I mean, with 1 billion in play, this getting close to that, like, raise any 2 kind of spot.
Right.
Patrick probably going to have to run this, just given how wide Arseni's going to be. Yeah.
Matt Van Steel in the free roll. Nice. Best of luck. Let us know if you get the spin up going. The rest of you head on over, get in the mix. And if you can't play the free roll, and even if you can play the free roll, you can still win tickets because we have those Sport Buff questions. One will be coming up in the very near future. So guys, please do reach into the top right of your screen. Find the little drop down menu. Click start now. Let us track your answers. Then we can give you tickets. And then you can come and join me in the main event final table because I'll be playing, I'll be commentating, I'll be doing the whole lot. Heard it here first, Henry. I'm calling my shot.
All right. Okay.
Just got to win the seat first, but you know, other than that.
Jay's asking, will you two be playing any events or just commentating? Not sure yet, to be honest with you. I haven't checked out the full schedule for the days that we're not covering. So still unsure, but there's normally a good mixture of events.
Yeah, it would be a fun one. I mean, every time I've been to any of the events we've done, I've never had a day off, let alone 2 days off in the middle of the run.
Yeah.
We've always streamed every single day, so I may have a little look. I know there'll be tends to be kind of the nightly sort of 1 day tournaments that I may get to dabble in because yeah, it'd be fun. I haven't played a live tournament since pre-COVID, so I definitely want to give it a spin. Let's see, actually.
It's been a while. It's been a while. How about this lead?
We're getting everything tonight. Getting it all.
I like it. I mean, not often you're going to get raised here. Get to realize a price that you set.
That is a delicious sport of question. Another one we can all get right. Come on, guys. You got that one. Trying to get the tickets away. Trying to throw them away. Okay, Henry, I'm just seeing stuff like one of the days off. I'm looking at the schedule now. I see Turbo Deep Stack Bounty. $600, 30k guaranteed. Let's go.
You're just in.
That just sounds like 15-minute levels. I mean, how do I not win that?
What's that? So like 50 runner needed? Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe. And
there's another version. This feels like in the evening as well, but not a bounty, just a vanilla.
A vanilla?
Ooh. There's even a short deck the next day.
No.
I've never played short deck, but I'll give it a spin.
Not doing it, mate.
I'd be really confused.
Not happening. It's just every hand looks so pretty. I was like, oh, I can make a straight.
But yeah, well, the short deck, Henry, is on my birthday, and I feel like if you're going to use your birthday run good and your first time playing a game run good, combine them. It's surefire victory. I never mentioned it's my birthday coming up, guys. But, you know, feel free to bring presents to Cyprus if you're going to be there.
What are your plans to birthday? We're just gonna have a meal, or
Going to get right amongst it. I promise you. It's going to be feisty.
let's be right amongst it, boys and girls. It makes sense, strange. I don't even see the question. I just see the answer. Only that is strange. Never had issues with it myself.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what device you're using or not. I don't know what it could be, I'm afraid. But don't worry, Limitless, you can still win the free roll.
Should say, let's try something with a bit more difficulty, like trying to get a live read when we play Lot and Things.
Shit is just always angling for a bit of Lot and Things.
I mean, I do love Lot and Things. The problem is, I don't know. I feel like we've done everything, mate. I feel like
Don't want to overdo these things.
Yeah, we've done it all.
We'll have to come up with some fun new games when we're in Cyprus. Let's sit there and brainstorm. Get you guys involved. How much are you looking forward to it, by the way? You better all be here in the chat. If we get to Cyprus and I get there and there's no Shifty, there's no Chiesa. Well, Chiesa may well be there in person. Limitless. Madge will be there because Madge is always with us. She won't let me down.
Ooh, ho ho.
Yikes, yikes, yikes.
Okay.
Man off. Wow. The way these two have been playing as well, Henry. This is a double up.
Yeah. I agree. It's against half pot as well, big bet.
Well, that may be a little bit of an action killer.
Should slow things down.
I mean, we're still going to see a sizable bet here, aren't we, from Vashislav? You don't really expect to get check raised. Kind of a little bit of protection, still get value from plenty of weaker, including some drawing dead.
Not sure. Not sure. It might be the turn card that you do slow down on, you know.
You may be right on that, Henry, but he, in this instance, has decided to put the bet out. He has the option of checking back a whole lot of dicey rivers.
Jamming for value feels so slim.
Yeah, I think we just check it back. He does just check it back. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, it's not insanely slim. I just feel like with ICM, I don't know. It feels a bit thin. Maybe I'm wrong, but I seem to agree. And Matt, go on, James.
I think I was going to say, yeah, you are about to read out Matt's question. So, yeah, Matt, we will be doing Sport Buff all evening. But, you know, if it's not working, I don't know what to say, to be honest. It seems to be working for the majority. I don't know whether it's the device you're on or what the errors could be, to be honest. I know some of you are saying you don't see the question, just the answers. So, I mean, my only advice, if that's the case, is just punt, you know. I'll read the questions out. There you go. There we go, Henry. I'll be as helpful as possible. And always read the questions out. If we have time. Obviously, I don't want to distract from the action in hand. Speaking of action in hand, I just have with a gut shot. Malinoff with a pair.
I like it.
So feisty, these two.
Yeah, it makes the threes jam earlier on. Yeah, a lot more sense behind that now. But at first glance, I was like, "Whoa, punt!" But story checks out. You know, these guys got history.
Wow. Didn't quite get there, but got there enough, Henry. The old 10 ball. Again, I feel like I've said it the last few streams we've done, Henry. If you're Bogdanov or Brooksy, you're like, you know what? Might be an unexpected ladder from any quarter here. These two just going hard as against each other. Well, is this going to reach a showdown? Seems likely, Henry. Does Malinoff try something very out of line? Does. Here we go. 17 mil. Henry, I mean, these two are just box office.
Kind of sucks that you have like 10 clubs there.
Right, but it's. I mean, what's Malinoff going after here when he bets this river, Henry? Is he just trying to knock out in case he's got to have like a jack or a 10 that's got there?
Yeah, wow, what a sicko. Oh, tip of the hat, my man. Tip of the hat.
Vyacheslav calls it off with third pair, and now he is the one over the 300 million mark. As we're kicking it up to 2.5 mil, 5 mil. I don't think we need to raise the blinds for action on this table. They are going hard. It's quite a weird hand, Henry. I mean, I don't know what Malinoff's saying when he bets river. I mean, I suppose there's a lot of two-pair combos, both flopped and improved down the streets, but Vyacheslav having none of it.
Yeah. Sicko. Things you love to see.
Yeah. Alex T. Gonna raise his head above the parapet here. Ace 10 suited from one. Malinoff. Coming in for a bit of action. Very like Malinoff. Let's have a little look, Henry. This is guys are in a hurry. 10 high flop. Alex top pair, top kicker, backdoor nut spades on the rainbow board. Alex checking the flop over to the very, very aggressive Malinoff. Getting a bet out of him, Henry. 1/3 pot. Goes for the check raise. What is Henry? These guys are just absurd, are they not?
I mean, the check raise makes sense. I like the check raise.
They're absurd. Whoa, whoa! The Malinoff's 3-bet this flop. Malinoff's 3-bet the flop, Henry. And Alex is just like, yeah, if you got it, you got it. Have the whole stack. Here we go. Who cares about ICM and laddering and all this sort of other nonsense, Henry? This is
nonsense.
This is incredible stuff we're getting to witness tonight. Some of the best in the world battling out in this WPT 500. Myself and Henry will be back for more of the action in 5 minutes, so don't go too far.
Neil, as we said, where we were talking about yesterday, they might have had his head a little bit down at the end of the night last night because he, I think he finished on a low for the last 3 hours as far as the chips were concerned. He up to about 200K at one point. He didn't seem to win a pot.
Do we have a list of what people are in for on makeup at this table? I mean, that should always have to be declared.
We did try and find out, you know, who was in the cheapest for this. Apparently, Jacob won his golden chip in Punta Cana. There was a big tournament, Party Poker Tournament there a couple of months ago.
So Jacob is the fun runner here in the field. He's the equivalent of the guy dressed as the giant banana in the London Marathon.
Okay. Chidwick's in a spot where he's looking for fold-out. He's just going to. Does he have enough chips to do this?
Yeah, he started with what, 23 blinds today? Is that right? And oh, it's a trouble flop for Chidwick. Let's see.
Well, if you're going to play the 8-6, this is one of the flops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I met his lovely parents outside. They've made a 2.5-hour journey. It's their first time seeing him play live on a final table, and unfortunately, they gave him the superior Bach of when he went in saying, "See you in a couple hours. Don't make it too quick," which is
oh, charming.
They'll learn as experienced sweaters that you never Bach a man like that.
Well, it didn't stop him defending the big blind with his hand, and you've got to say he's hit his flop.
So to me, shoving is one of the
absolutely.
plays here. He's given himself a chance to get away from it on the turn. It looks like, is he?
Yes.
Oh, he won't be
baby
getting away
doll.
from it now. Well, Stephen will be like he's a short stack coming in here, but I'd say there's a level that he's thinking of, that he's planning to get to where he'd be back in as favourite to win the tournament. He's certainly the most experienced of the big paydays.
He's got a great chance of a double up now, and he was always the one who was most likely to play the short stack well at this table. He was never going to panic, but this is a great opportunity for him to get right back in amongst it.
I'd like to know if he was prepared to fold on the turn. I'm guessing he was prepared to fold on the turn to a shove.
If anybody was going to, well, filled up.
Haven't been there and done it before, certainly.
So,
yeah, I mean, you know, it does bring a huge amount of pressure in itself if you're not used to it.
I don't mean to be pedantic, but I'm finally settling
now.
now.
When are you going to stop?
That the blinds are 2.5 and 5 million.
Yeah,
that's my final. Yeah. That's my final offer.
So basically, you were both
but
he's trying to do too much too early here, Park.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, you can say, what's he doing? It's amazing what the adrenaline does to you, right?
Now this is great. The way that she has.
Has she called it?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
This is perfect.
I like that.
She had a long thing.
That's a really
She's
strong
after him
play
for
under this sort of pressure.
She's after him for the whole stack.
But by the way, she is also saying to herself that she's willing to fold on an ace-high board, right? I mean, that's also what she's.
I don't think that was a major part of her thinking. She's just setting a trap. I think she knew Neil was playing back at her. That if she re-raised, she was going to lose him.
Yeah,
she's prepared to take the chance, and it's not a bad flop for her, is it? With the King of Hearts in her hand,
it's fairly insane. Well,
she might just raise now.
She's going to hang him. You don't realize
people used to do this kind of play an awful lot, Barney. A lad who won't be doing it again. Dave Coldclough.
He did?
He was doing this way before anybody was. I mean, he'd often play the aces very.
Well, it's a very old school way
as
to play.
Maria, you mean?
Yeah, it's a very old school way to play against aggressive players, and it's worked to perfection. She knew. She's still thinking now. No, she's waiting. She's calling quickly. Yes. Checking that the King of Hearts is there.
Still.
She knew this was the best way to get paid against the hand she was beating, and. She's calling now. She always takes her time, all the time, and that's fine. And she's got 100% in this pot. He's got no way of winning it.
Welcome back, one and all, to this, the WPT World Online Championships WPT500 Knockout Edition final table. Wow. Take a breath after saying all that, Henry. I feel like we need a breath after this, the last sort of half an hour of action as well, because it's been eventful.
Yeah, quite the mouthful, and it has been eventful. It has. I mean, Vyacheslav and Arseny kind of playing their own game almost, and just I don't really know how to explain it. Everyone else just kind of sitting back, and I don't blame them, because we've spoken about it before. Potentially getting ladders when you have two guys just going at it. It makes sense.
Yeah, and certainly you've got a chance of a ladder the way this one's playing out. And the ones looking for ladders,
oh wow,
Patrick Brooks here, Julian Bogdanov, the two shortest. Daniel as well, sub 100 with a 5-0 big blind. Malinov, I would say, but I mean the man's still going to try and win this one. Still going to try and front run even off that short stack, and it is Alex T popping it up with Queen Jack, giving Patrick the opportunity to rip one in here, Henry.
Indeed. I feel like had Alexandros bowed out. Okay, well, that could also happen. Really grim spot for tens. Really grim spot. This is very close. I don't hate the fold. I really don't. Wouldn't blame him.
He's going
Let's
for it. He's going, Henry. Going for the third double up of this final table for Patrick Brooks. That's what he needs. But he's needing help. Queen or 10 on the end. Not to be Henry. Vyacheslav like a wrecking ball through this one. Up to 430 million. Henry, Patrick Brooks out in 7th, picking up 10k in cash, 2k in bounties.
Yeah, well, GG's obviously a pretty roller coaster final table for him. Doubling up, third hand, and then out in 7th, unfortunately. But that really changes things. I mean, Vyacheslav in just an insane spot here. May see Yuli take this. Wouldn't blame him for it either. Yep, and it goes. And well, Vyacheslav now got potential back-to-back bounties. Well. Back-to-back bounties it is. GG's. And then there were 5. MC. Wiggle the old headset.
I feel like I'm
There we go.
here. I don't know. I go.
There
I lost.
we
Am I
go.
back?
You're back.
You lost me for a second. I say you lost me. I lost myself for a second, it appears. But yeah, Vyacheslav, half the chips in play or near enough. Spicy with 5 left in a bounty tournament. He could win all the bounties, Henry. He could just mop the whole lot up.
You really could. In a very, very unique spot here.
All right, cool boys. With the 7s in the small sub 20, Malinov and Plaxin, similar stack.
Yeah, might just go in pre, you know. Might just go in pre.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like most of the actions will result in this going in, doesn't it, Henry? Good raise from Daniel. We'll see a shove and open jam. We'll probably see a call. There we go. Does see the call. Off to the races we go. Plaxin flops in ace, but Daniel finds the 7 on the turn. Wow. There have been some runouts tonight so far. Daniel, the latest to receive a boost, as it's Plaxin down to just 5 bigs. And what a big bounty that was as well for Plaxin. Not just the chips at stake, but of course 4k up for grabs if he had managed to hold.
What a turn card, boys and girls. What a great time to find it as well.
Wow.
Separating yourself from the rest. Kind of putting yourself out there comfortably in third.
What a dream for Daniel. It's one of those, Henry. You get the sevens in, they call flipping, and it's just ace comes on the flop. You're like, really? Is this how it's going to end? And out of nowhere, 7 appears.
7
just drops out of the sky. Trying to think here. Yeah, because Daniel came in shortest stack. There we go. Still in here. Still battling.
Quite the spin. Me is killing me. This desk, boys and girls. Too long, too tall.
He's too long. Malinoff going for some value against his nemesis. All right. Is this the second attempt for Blackson here? 5 blinds. Ace 10. Going to get looked up by Malinoff. One assumes with the bounty, Henry, but that's getting looked up all right. The rip.
That's insane spot to take. And well,
Malinoff gets there on the end. Plaxin once, twice. Ace 10, no good either time. And off he trots. Malinoff, wow, massive bounty on his head. Picking up a whole lot of bounties, but it's only 140 million in chips. Plaxin getting 18k with 2k in bounties. Bogdanov, of course, busting up before that 13k with 10k in bounties. Bogdanov is the player so far who's won the most money in this tournament. We'll see at the end of this, when we do the prize table at the end, Henry, there'll be all sorts of weirdness as the bounties and places add up.
Yeah, I do. I always love scrolling through a bounty lobby once the final table is played out. You know, very often you'll see, someone that comes 8th has finished for more than someone that comes 5th and stuff like that. You sometimes even have the person that comes 2nd wins just as much as the person in 1st. Anything can happen in these.
Yeah. I mean, so far we've got what 16, 14, 12 is 9th, 8th, 7th in terms of prize money won. So it's gone the wrong way, as it were.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some. And I mean, depending where Malinoff finishes, given the amount of bounties he's taken care of today, is going to be a whopping amount in bounties. Could really distort things, but we'll see. Shortest stack, but the most bounties won. So he's one that's going to be a fun one to knock out. They're probably not going to fold too much to him.
You would think that. I mean, that's what made that threes jam just that much more crazier earlier on. The bounty that he had on his head, I was pretty surprised to see him just rifle it in.
Coldboy is going to give up this button. And we get to see these two battle out once more.
Nope. Not to be.
A rare fold.
A rare fold indeed. I mean, effective stack 30 bigs here. It's not necessarily going to be, a steamroll opportunity for Vyacheslav. Can't just, go gorilla on everyone.
Mad Match asking what countries are the remaining 4 from? That is a fantastic question. I mean, we can see where their flags are, but Alexandros would be Greece, living in Austria currently, as you understand. Daniel Korpo is American. Malinov, Russian. And Vashislav, Russian as well.
Story checks out. The boys have tangled with each other over the years, the online felt and the live felt.
Vashislav 10-9 of diamonds. Alex, the ace-10 suited on the button. You need to get involved. Chiesa. I've not played a live tournament, I don't think, since pre-COVID. So I play some live cash games, but not in tournaments. So hopefully, get to do that in Kipros. This is a spicy one, Henry. There's a card here that could really flip this tournament on its head.
Yeah, that's one way of playing it. Spicy.
Vashislav open-ender, Alex gutshot with nut flush draw. A little over half the bet.
Wow, it's a chunky bet. 3 ways. I mean, these spots so unique.
Oh, pardon me, I missed Malinov in the big blind, making it 3-way. Wow, there we go. Alex with the nuts on the turn. 78 mil in there. Now you just open this chip leader goes hard as against you. Sadly not. Alright guys, I do have the winners of our ticket giveaways. If you want to be a chance of winning them, you have to guess.
Ooh.
You have to. Ooh, I'll come back to that in a minute. Because there's a card there, Henry, that's going to cause a little bit of grief.
What a river. Not be surprised to see a very big bet.
Wow,
There it goes.
Over bet, and it's going to be the min raise jam with the nuts. What a lovely scenario to be in, Henry. Your min raise jam with the nuts.
Imagine if he does just mid-raise it, just clicks it to 200 mil instead of going all in.
Leaves the 10. Leaves the scraps. Great fold. I mean, I guess we overbet and we get jammed on. We got to give them credit. Like I was saying, if you want to be in the chance of winning these tickets, guys, you play along with our Sportbuff questions. Find the top right corner. Click the widget. Click start now. Don't be player XLZD97 or player 5QTRPQA who have got, well, the question's right thus far, but can't win. Here is the latest question. What is the sum of money that players wager during a single poker game called? For those who can't
Jackpot. Jackpot.
Jackpot, says Henry. Henry might be pushing you guys astray. Who knows? On the topic of those Sportbuff questions and giveaways, the winners of the first tickets are, well, let me just value bet my hand here, are Mikey, Milford Stutch, Cold Faces Go, Minix B, and Graph Tackle. So congratulations.
Is that the real Graph Tackle?
Congratulations, you 5. Names in the chat. Winner, chicken dinner. Oh, yeah. Is that the real Graph Henry? I believe it is.
I mean, this is crazy. How are we giving away tickets to Graph Tackle? I can't even. Yeah, I can't even win one.
Yesterday, about Marty Roshan, isn't it? And then today, Aaron's. Really, these guys. You know, everyone likes a free ticket. Show yourself in the chat though if you want this ticket.
Never
you don't have to. You win tickets. You can be quiet in there, but show yourself. We'll confiscate that $11 ticket and Don't know what we'll do with it. What should we do with it, Henry? Should we give it to you? It's about
Well,
time you ticket. It's
I
been a
mean,
little while.
I mean, it's been a year, mate. It's been. I won one, and then straight
Okay.
away he's on the blower to Duff Dog and Neil Barrett saying, "Oh, can't have this Henry winning tickets on stream."
Yeah, put you on a ticket ban. All right, action slowing for a minute, but we needed a minute. We needed a breath, Henry. They were going a bit too hard for my liking here. It's getting a bit scary.
Yeah, courtesy of that spade on the turn. Alexandros with the lead. And, well,
It's the
see
two that
how-
have.
yeah.
We're
see
very
how-
deep, Henry, aren't we now? With these
We are.
flurry of bust outs. Look at this. I mean, Daniel and Arseni with what, 30 and 35 bigs respectively as the two short stacks in a full-handed battle. The other two with absolute bundles. Plenty of stuff we could see right now. I'm guessing we're going to see a flop with Mananoff holding Queen Jack in the big blind. I wasn't fully confident though, Henry, because you never know with Mananoff. Not a bad flop for Alex. Not bad at all. Yeah, password in the chat on the screen. It is a WPT500 KO. That is for the free roll that has 34 minutes left of late reg. So please do come on over to party. Get yourselves in the mix. We're giving away $500 in tickets. And Henry, I'm still in. I'm not doing the silent exit like I've been doing lately. I'm still
Good
there.
man.
I've got a starting stack. Look
Why
at
am I
this.
not surprised?
Look
to
at
see
this. We got the Queen of Diamonds. Manloff says that's enough for me. Let's take this all the way up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a cruel turn, Henry. What a cruel turn for Manloff. Check raise with nothing, turn something when you really didn't want to.
I wonder if he gets away from this.
Dream for Alex. Absolute dream. You got the
Oh, what is
What
going
is-
on?
Whoa! Henry,
That is insane.
it's gone from drawing dead to getting there.
From drawing there to getting there.
It's the drawing dead to getting there. That's that. I'm calling that drawing dead on the flop. We need the queen queen or jack jack run out.
Wow.
Jesus.
Congrats
I mean,
on becoming one of the new chip leaders.
yeah, Malov just switches it back around again. Here we go. Back to a big stack. And Alex is gonna be sick. Jeez. These are bad beats. There are bad beats in life. This is right up there.
Okay, so Malinov now just saying I have a 6. Okay. Doesn't get the full double.
That is one where Henry, as good as that hand is, imagine in a couple of weeks' time when we're in Cyprus and the same thing goes down. We get to see all the player reactions. The perfect runner having check raised Queen Jack on 6-6-4 against King 6 and getting there. Chiesa. You do make me laugh. Florence, beautiful city. Only visited once. Must go back. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that's even things out a little bit, Henry.
Yeah.
They're all fairly close. Daniel.
Sometimes you get rewarded for the nonsense. Check raise on the flop.
Yeah, that was up there with in nonsense stakes. Check raise the king six, the 6-6-4 with queen jack, the queen of diamonds against king 6 of the king of diamonds. Just find the queen run out. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Daniel, just trying to play some poker in amongst all this madness. 2 9s. Good enough to bet the flop, get looked up by the ace high. Bottom card pairs. Certainly a card that favours the big blind. Daniel deciding in this madhouse to check back. I thought we may see a little bit. Henry again from Daniel. All the check back. Going for the check back option.
I'm a fan of lowering the variance in these spots.
Now, we're about to see the pet check back line, aren't we?
I think so.
And guess what, guys? It's not a bluff.
Matt said I'm logged into my Mac now.
All right.
All right.
Trying all the ways you can to win a ticket. I like it.
There's no point, Matt. It's rigged. Can't win, mate. Can't win.
Can't
Never
win
lucky.
unless I like what you say in the chat. That's the only way you're going to win. So if I approve. Blind's going up, Henry. 3 mil, 6 mil. The pinch, a little bit harder, but Daniel still with 30 bigs plus.
What's up, Aaron?
I see Aaron there. I mean, there's a little discussion of Florence going on in the chat, and Aaron, our Wigan enthusiast. I mean, comparable cities, you could say. Well, not a bad flop when you're popping up king 6 of diamonds. King high flush draw, some backdoor straight action, in fact, as well.
Saying he should earn himself some chips here. I don't think Alexandros is going to fold a suited hand on the barn.
Yeah, these guys don't do folding. 1 billion chips in prey. They're spread out that little bit more equally now.
Yeah, could be here for the long haul.
Yeah, certainly possible. I thought the bounty tournaments, obviously, I mean, but not just because they're bounty tournaments, but because we've seen the kind of, for want of a better word, reckless styles on offer tonight. This might go quickly, but certainly settling in now to be a little bit maybe more conventional.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, if Malinov runs away with it at any point, I think he's definitely the player that could just, steamroll. If he gets up to like 400 mil, 450, from what I've seen, he's playing on the aggressive side, and it's a style that obviously can get it done if things fall your way. Through the satellites again. Mega phase 50 times 5k seats. Love that.
3 mil, 6 mil. So Henry, I picked up on something you said there a second ago. Is it Milinov then, rather than Malinov? I've been.
Arseny. No, Malinov. Did I say Malinov? Or?
Oh right, okay. I wasn't sure. I hand over the Russian and European pronunciations to my main man Henry here. He's here to get drinks, make the tea, correct pronunciations, translate Russian.
Yeah. So Russian is pretty aggressive sounding.
Yeah, that's what I always think. If you're not sure, go with the one that sounds a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, so like Malinov is a bit softer. Malinov, obviously, more aggro.
Some spice. Alex popping this up on the flop. 2 pair of Vashilev on the turn. Renan Helfer. All I know about Russian is from Hunt for Red October. It's an odd place to get all your Russian from. But there we go. Great film though. Wow. Big shell, Henry. Big shell number 2.
This isn't going to work.
This most certainly is not going to work. That works though. Henry.
Wow.
Things that do work. Binking.
Crazy.
If you are going to go barreling, make sure you got an out.
Crazy stuff. Now, what size do we go for? Do we knuckle back? There's been some gross runouts tonight.
Really has. I mean, it's fun because these guys have been playing absolute hard as anything, Henry, and then the boards have cooperated as well with little things like this. Like the aggression's been rewarded today. Vashilev making a good fold on the end, giving it up. Chiesa, there were over 2,000 entries in this one. All right, Alex, King Jack on the button. Malinov on the big blind with Ace 7. Wow, I am pumped, Henry. Next week, WPT World Online Championships main event. I'm going to be giving out the best part of $1 million to first. It's always a nice one to win.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We've been spoiled. These last 2 years of these online events we've been covering. But yeah, I mean these ones roll around and everyone gets excited, you know. The board has been cooperating. Today for fun pots.
Certainly has. Another one here for sure with that nut spade draw now for Malinov.
Board pairing river. You're gonna need to go B150, mate. You're gonna try and get pair to fold.
Yeah, Chiesa, exactly. A huge prize. $500 buy, $1 million guaranteed. So 26 entries. Creeping over that guarantee. Meaning that potentially you can win 6 figures for winning this tournament. 64k is the first prize, but bounties on top. It's a typically the person who wins the tournament is going to win a huge bounty at the end by virtue of knocking out the person who's knocked out pretty much everyone else, Henry. That's how it works.
Is indeed. In before check raise.
Stop it. That'd be nasty.
I don't think check jamming makes sense. So I just called with this. Okay.
Ooh. Man off back down to the similar stack as Daniel. Alex T stretching ahead. This is fun, Henry. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Alex kind of come out of his shell a bit, start widening up. Although, I mean,
Hard, right?
yeah, I was going to say, you know, it's very player dependent. I mean, you're up against 3 other players that aren't going to necessarily just let you steamroll them. So,
Right. I mean, Daniel, in my mind, Henry, is anyone sort of playing the sort of what I would say is now conventional, sort of just playing really ICM aware and letting battles go off. These other 3 seem very happy to get involved.
yeah.
It's refreshing to see, I'm going to say, Henry, because these days you seem to see a lot of folding on finals.
Just saying hero call of ace high, interesting. It's probably the best hand we get to hero call with there. I'm blocking king queen, queen 9, 9-8, queen 8, 9-7. All those hands that are gonna barrel as a bluff. And ace high with the ace of spades doesn't barrel as a bluff. So pretty much the best hand. Well, one of the best hands to hero call with. If you know, you know. I got you, Aseni.
Guys, the free roll. Come on in. 18 minutes left to register. It's over on party, of course. It's $500 worth of tickets up for grabs. It's called WPT500 free roll. Easy enough to search and find. I'm still in, Henry. Still in.
Wouldn't have it any other way, mate.
Trying. I made a hero call myself a moment ago. And this hero was just like man off. A little too heroic. A raise and take.
Yeah, really important to defend correctly in these PKOs, and just by folding and having cold boys covered for one more hand, it's all the more reason for it.
All right. A couple of little hands here. Ace Jack in the small. Queen 10 suited for Alex in the big. Blind on blind.
I like it. Get to keep in a lot of hands that you have dominated, as well as spades dominated as well.
Yeah, here we go. Finds a pair. Second pair would be a little disastrous.
Ace of hearts, jack of diamonds.
Okay, jack on the end. So yeah, plenty of potential for full-on fruitiness there, Henry.
And I didn't even realize how deep we are here.
So deep.
Like 200 bigs in play. 50 big blind average. I wonder if with the bounty flatting out the small, is it like a thing here? Just like, oh wow.
Ripping out of the small. Go for the jugular. And here's the call, Henry. Here we go. Off to the races. And it breaks out. It just like that. Man off the race, calling off ace jack, losing deuces. And
Wow.
the biggest bounty in the game goes over to Alex just like that. And we're down to 3. Wow. Simple as that. Ace jack and deuces, Henry. That's what it takes.
That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense to call it off, you know, with that bounty. Alex would
Yeah.
be jamming, yeah, king queen, jack 10, weaker ace x, like suited ace x, so it does make sense.
And Henry, I mean, Malinoff was the kind of the front runner for a long time, picking up 27k in cash, but a whopping 21k in bounties. Testament to just how wild they had been.
Yeah.
So 48k in total, which is, you consider Ilya busted in 5th, got just over 20k, 21k. So it went 21k, then 48k, the difference between 5th and 4th.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. Love that.
I'm actually really looking forward to the end of this tournament, Henry, just to see the prize table. Just to see how out of line it's been.
How out of line it's been. Wow. Half the chips in play, more than half the chips in play. How would you like your chances? King 7-0, that's 3.5x. Yeah. Be a disaster to go out in 3rd. Guess we'll keep an eye on that. See how Alex is playing in those blind v blind spots.
Yeah.
He is going to allow the just have to limp at all.
What a spot this has been for Daniel. Coming as the shortest stack. Guaranteed, 6k plus the bounties. And now sitting here with 41k? Yeah, 41k locked up for the top 3 finish, Henry. That's been some laddering.
Ladders galore.
And, well, not done yet. Trip 7's on the turn.
Yeah, it's not going in.
Ace 6 for ace 9.
Should see a check behind here.
Guys, you still have 11 minutes left to enter our free roll. Please do head on over to party WPT WOC free roll. And if you can't play in that, or you don't want to play in that, you can win a ticket simply by watching and playing along with our Sport Buff questions. And one of those is due in just a few moments. So please do click the top right button and click start now so we can start tracking your answers to be eligible to win the prizes.
Let's go.
Myself and Henry battling it out, tied atop the leaderboard today.
Chop it up, boys.
Carve her up. Give me the big half. I don't know who planted that seed in my head earlier about playing whilst we're in Cyprus, because it's starting to go.
I think it was Cheeser.
Maybe it was.
Asking. I'm
Maybe
going to
it
be in
was.
the
You got me
mix.
excited.
Yeah, I think I'll probably fire one. I don't know. Like live commentary can really take it out of you.
Yeah, that's true. Depends how long our days are.
Yeah, I think they're going to be long ones. Got some.
Also, Henry, I said that I'd play, and then I'm like, it's at 2:30 in the afternoon, and we're in beautiful Kypros.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't play. Maybe we enjoy the outdoors. Who
I
knows?
think we'll be in the same boat as you on that one, mate.
Play it as it comes. Maybe a few cocktails and stroll in at 4 o'clock with a little late reg. Give the boys a spin.
That sounds more like you. That does sound more like you.
It's likely that.
Open jam. First one we've seen so far from Alex. Start to apply the pressure. Ace 4 for 30.
Alex, not the first to have a stranglehold in this tournament today. We'll be hoping to be the last, though. 600 million is the biggest stack we've seen up to now. But we've seen a lot of craziness, Henry. Anything can happen. It usually does.
I still can't get over the fact that Vyacheslav missed the first two hands.
Right.
Queens and jacks, and now he's here. Three-handed.
Great point. And it would all be different if they'd been here. Hands would have played it differently. It could all be different, Henry.
Could have been. Yeah, literally. I mean, he would have opened the queens. Would have all played out differently.
Precious popping up the button. Daniel decides to rip 30 with ace 5 suited. All right, guys. Sport buff question. Here it is. How many cards are each player dealt to in Texas Hold'em? Don't let me down, team. Don't let me down. Those of you who are struggling, did it work this time?
Cold Boy said, would I have busted first hand with the ace king?
No. No, I don't know.
Don't know. I think wasn't. I don't know if you were involved in the hand.
Yeah, it might not have been, Daniel, it might not have been the very first hand of the final table if you had ace king in that hand. The first hand that we streamed was Vyacheslav under the gun. To give you an idea where the button would be, I don't know where you had ace king. And he folded queens under the gun, just set out, but I don't think anyone had ace king in that hand. By the way, good luck. Oof. Wow. Just perfect turn of a Vasha slab. Unfortunately, we get no action. We need that king to be little queen on the end. Daniel on the button king queen. Again, this is just so deep, Henry. We've seen so much action at such a fast pace. We've got to kind of remember that actually we're playing a really, really deep three-handed game.
This would be really out of line to take this upstairs. Alex, I feel like God Boys is... It's been honest. It's been honest.
Yeah. No love from the flop. 10, 6, 7, deuce. Checks once again from Alex.
Interesting if we want to start reaching into our bluffs and start bluffing with ace high.
Reaching in.
Knuckles all the way down. One
Knuckles,
of the
Knuckles.
calmest pots of the night.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, seeing as we got Daniel in the chat, I hope you don't mind chatting, but like, I mean, we alluded to it earlier in the final. You must feel in this tournament that just chilling and sitting out had a better chance of paying out in this event than most final tables, I'd imagine, given the breakneck pace the likes of Malinov and well, Malinov mainly, but Vashislav as well were playing at. It must have been a nice sweat knowing that any minute they could just rifle it in with any hand, because that's what it felt like watching with cards up. I don't know if that's the same feel you got watching, you know, at the table. Well phrased. Very well phrased indeed. Daniel in the small with kitchens. Daniel's been around long enough to know the kitchens. Poor Henry gets confused when I call 10-3 kitchens. But...
Impressive athletes.
I'm gonna use that in the future. Stealing it, Daniel. I apologise. I may credit you. I may not.
I like that. It's you know, it allows us to call a spade without being overly harsh sometimes. I was, I mean, I'm still struggling with that threes hand.
Yeah,
I think there was still like 8 left at the time.
There were. And Vashislav had just got the chip lead over Malinov, and in they went. All of the beans. Alex with his favourite hand, Henry, the 9 deuce. On a big pot with this, barreling twice, getting there on the end. And barrels here. We need to get there on the end again. No, no need. I should have given up the pair, Henry.
Yeah, it seems fine.
I think that was a bigger bet, wasn't it?
bottom, top and bottom, sorry.
Top and bottom, indeed. I'm actually thinking, Henry, despite all of the hands we've seen, the wildest one is probably the one Alex lost when he had that King 6 on the 6-6-4. Man, not
Yeah.
check raising Queen Jack, catching running queens.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Lucky to not lose it all there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not go for the full double up, still lost. Nearly fully double up. No. I guess it all came home in the end. Yeah, I mean, damn, when you're playing that hand, you see that hand play out, he just whips over the Queen Jack as a cent at the time. I wish it was just Henry. That hand live is just infinitely better, isn't it? When you just get all the reactions of the players. Someone just tables Queen Jack in that spot. Like, oh, how?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick if it had a hand like that on one of the live streams, that's for sure.
Yeah. Drawing dead, but got there. It's the dream. Alex, bottom 2. I just have with the nut spades via the back door. It does let it go. $3 mil, $6 mil. Playing it out for the WPT500 Knockout Championship title. Three very accomplished players. For Henry, what you'd expect when you're playing a WPT500 is maybe to have an easier lineup at a final table than this. This is, I can't imagine there's been a harder lineup at a final table than this.
Yeah, it does always kind of shock me. I feel like for these last, I don't know, 6 months or so, we've been covering these large field events. You'd expect to just see a couple of unknowns, a couple of satellite qualifiers working their way through. But the fact that we do just have a very consistent high level of player caliber, if you will, filtering their way through these 2K plus fields is pretty insane.
Yeah.
I think it's just further proof that studying and putting time into the game does pay off.
Yeah, there you go. If you need any more incentive than that, put a bit of work into your game, guys. That is it. These guys whittle their way through 2,000 runner fields.
Yeah.
Actually, Slav, Jack 10 completes a small checks. Pardon me. Alex checks it. We see King 5. I'm genuinely happy, Henry, just for some nothing pots to go down. Just take a minute.
Take a breather.
Yeah. I can't handle the pace we're at. And a little stab from Jack High with the gut shot on the turn is enough to do it. And it's also enough, Henry, to take us to another break. When we come back, more of this three-handed action here at the WPT 500 Knockout Final Table. Well, change lives. That's the goal. WPT.
I mean, the thing is, right, is, oh wow. Gonna cut you off there, Jay. I'm gonna cut myself off. Maxime with the ICM pressure on Vladimir. I must say, I'm a big fan of this jam with the ace-9. He has run into it, though.
Yeah, it's a huge spot for Vladimir.
All the aces live.
And Vanush doing the old tank with the Queen Jack, Henry. This, pardon me, more
Wow.
than just a tank. He's going for it. And now, yeah, Vladimir folds the Thames when he sees the overcall, Henry, which is completely understandable. I'm pretty sure he's going to call. Then has to, like, probably happy to see the all-in behind, removes that difficult decision for himself. Vanush overcalls the big and is very live, and a jack in the window. Henry, we're on for our first double-up of the day.
Looks that way. Just needs
Just-
to dodge the 4-ounce. 210's dead.
Yeah. And
Well.
bizarre start, Henry. And you see Maxim. I mean, it's hard to see Maxim. It's hard to read the faces, Henry, because obviously everyone's masked up. But the eyes tell enough of a story there that he was like, "What just happened?" Like, I made a bluff jam, and someone else not in the pot got involved, called it off. Now it is worth mentioning, of course, we're playing 30k, 50k. So Vanush was on 10 big blinds.
That's the chips in play. Three-handed.
Максимально.
You do have an
All in. And
a call.
oh my word, Henry.
Wow.
Andre, very live though, the 10-9 suited against the 2 kings. Not so live anymore. King in the window. It's going to need some runners. But here we go. Step 1 complete, Henry. Can he find that 8 ball?
Ёбаный в рот.
Wow.
My
Пробил
word.
тебя ауру уже.
Ace.
What a
King,
run out
6
then.
Приемом воспользоваться пришлось, да?
flop. Runs out 7-8. I'm getting a little dirty here. Reveal picks up some outs, having stabbed the flop. Andre, of course, sticking around with the ace high. We've got some Aussies tuning in as well. Like to see this. Scott and Wolfport in the mix. Aussies tuning in for WPT, expecting to see Lingil Martin, no doubt. I'm afraid you have to make do with myself and Henry. $180 into 400, and look at this, Henry. Andre says, hang on a second, my ace side's still good enough here. This man could have picked up some outs on that turn, and he did, but what he's done even better is pick up the winning hand on the river. Yeah, not surprised, Henry, to see reveal, even though he's rivered that jack to check it. You bet twice on this board, your opponent can have a 10. They're probably not calling it.
Oh, I love it.
Whoa! The bear
I
ace.
absolutely love it from Andre.
The bear ace,
Ace
Henry.
of clubs in his hand.
This is what Reveal was trying to avoid by the check. He was trying to avoid getting put in a really tough spot here, but Andre just cracks out the overbet on cue. I was just saying how all these 3 players are willing to make the moves. And Andre is not disappointing. He's recognized here, Henry, that Reveal can definitely have a 9, can have a jack, the way this one's been played. He's bet twice. Check river. I don't think he's trying to really make him fold a 10, but
I don't think we're necessarily capped to flushes when we jam river. We see
Oh, no,
uncapped from the
but-
big. We have all of the 10x.
yes. But the backdoor hands is the ones I'm referencing. We can take a large chunk of those out. Is the point with that 8 of clubs? But yes, that he still gets to have like all the houses.
Wow.
Go.
Are back from break. WPT 500 final table bounty event, and there he is, James Dempsey. He's still on mute, mate. Still on mute. There we go. He's back, boys and girls. We're 3-handed.
I am Henry. Cheers for that, my man. Cheers. I was a little slow.
No worries,
That's
mate.
right.
Sometimes the toilet doesn't flush.
You know, if I tell you what I was actually doing on that break, you'd be like, wow. I was actually thinking at the time, this is the most I was replacing the soap in the soap dispenser in my bathroom. There we go.
Wow.
That's how rock and roll this has got.
What a
and-
grown up.
And there's a little spillage, so I was just cleaning that up. And there we go.
What a grown up.
How much of an adult am I? That's right. Not only
Yeah,
have I got
yeah.
a soap dispenser like in my bathroom, but I'm there using it, refilling it, and all sorts. You know, old me would have maybe bought a soap dispenser the first time it emptied. I would never have replaced the soap in it. But there you go. Beautiful. Oh, I don't want giving away this ammo, but there we go. Alex, ace queen suited. Thank God, a hand. We'll talk about that instead of my soap woes. Let's just love. King 10, limping small.
What would you say? 5 effective? I was expecting to see a flop. Being limp jamming. Kind of feels like it's out of the equation with this deep. Should just go check, bet, fold.
Yeah. Guys, we've got some new winners for those tickets. Oh. Check, bet, cool, Henry.
Yeah, maybe it won't go check, bet, fold.
Actually, stop sticking around.
I mean, picks up a gut shot, so it has the king of clubs. It's like a bit of a fruity float. Although I guess blind v blind, the situation king high is going to be good some of the time. Turn a 10, turn a king. Going to have the best hand. See, Alexandros, very competent player, going to be playing the role of table captain. Very well.
It's a joyous role to play, Henry, and one that is afforded to him by that monstrous chip stack. Look at this: 100 bigs, plays 30, plays 20. 2/3 of the chips in play. Nice spot to be. Right, guys, those tickets are going to T1-1 LPT. That's one person. Tax Collector 68. Good name. Unless you are a tax collector, in which case. It's an average name, but if you're winning poker play, you can also have tax collector. I like it.
Toby Lewis.
Exactly. Never in ITM. I'm pretty sure you've won a ticket before. Nico Smalarafix.
Oh wow.
My Greek.
GG's. Oh, maybe not. Oh, GG's.
Oh wow. Apologies, there, Henry. Yeah, thank you. Take us. I'm blathering on about tickets, and unfortunately, you lose Daniel Colpoys in third place. Henry, I completely missed it. Other than Ace 4 v Ace 9.
Thought you were fault, mate. Didn't expect it to go flying in as quickly as it did, but blind v blind makes sense. Colpoys knows that Alex is going to be applying a ton of pressure, and in goes the ace, and just unfortunately running into a better one.
Spiking a 4, turning a 9. They've been cool run-ups today. Daniel picking up 41k plus 8k in bounties. And just shy of the 50k mark for third place. And now we have this heads-up match that, well, it's deep, but the effective stack not quite so much. Specialist level need to get something going. But like last night, Henry, an early double, and we got a game on.
Yeah, very much so the case here. Well, I mean, king high flops.
All right, quickly, those tickets. So Nikos, who I'm assuming is here rooting on Alex, and Mike Corvinus. So those are the 5 wins. Names going in the chat this very second.
Both players guaranteed 64k.
Yes.
Playing for the bounties. And $109 difference between first and second.
Gets you in the next 109, Henry. 109 satellites to the main event, perhaps.
There we go, mate. Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong. It does. Boy's gonna chop this one up. Expect to see a big bet here from Vyacheslav. Get a lot of value from Queen X. A lot of stuff bricking.
The rare one this Henry, the old top pair heads up. Results in a chop more often than not.
So how much is this? So he gets 6k if he knocks him out, and then he also gets another 6k. So it's like potentially a 20k heads up match.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest.
Am I doing the math thing correctly?
Yeah, I honestly don't know, Henry. Bradley says it's double both. I have no reason to doubt Bradley.
Yeah, Bradley's a good egg.
He wouldn't lie to us. He wouldn't see us wrong.
Alex chipping away now, 900 million. Vyacheslav down to just over 20 bigs. Not quite the danger zone, but I mean, guessing heads up. Can certainly feel like it.
Yeah, these little ones so crucial, aren't they, Henry, for Vyacheslav? Can't really afford to lose any of them. Just took a bad beat, Henry. I took a bad beat.
Yeah.
3-year-old bad
lucky.
beat stories, but no one wants to hear them.
Never lucky.
Never lucky. There you go, Brad on it. 31,454 is what they're playing for.
That just doesn't feel right. Because I thought you get half the bounty and then half goes on your head. Or am I just being an absolute whale?
Well, you get yours and theirs, right?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Bradley, if you're out by $1, you're going to be barred from Twitch chat for the next week.
Bradley, he won't be here after tonight, so you won't be barred. We're barring Henry. There we go, Renan. That sounds like more like it, perhaps. There's twice, yours once. Who knows?
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, like 21k.
Plenty of coin either way. And Alex may just be your day. Flopping good hand after hand.
You ever had billion chips in a tournament? I don't think I have.
Can't say I have, Henry. Very few have. It's tough to get to that number.
Bet on the turn. Swift fold. Sub 20. And feels like it's just continuing to be the Alex show.
Yeah, just an unstoppable tide, it feels like, Henry. But let's see. Maybe, just maybe, Vyacheslav can turn the tide.
I mean, it doesn't feel like it when you got 9 high on a King Queen 7-7. You don't really want to start just putting in chips.
No. It doesn't feel like you're turning the tide either, does it, Henry?
No.
Check fold, time after time.
You get barreled into.
Yeah, down to what, 16, 17 blinds. It's feeling pretty grim when you look at the mountain of chips. I mean, Alex is getting close to the billion chip mark without having won the tournament yet, Henry. It's a rare mark. We've seen a few of these events with, you know, just over a billion chips in play, but in reality, to get to that number, you need to win the tournament. But Alex might do it and not have won the tournament yet.
This is true.
Might be like playing, you know, like a little cat and mouse. I still can't believe I was late back from a break because I was changing the soap in my soap dispenser. It's just what's happened to my life, guys. It's not how I drew it up. Hello. Hello, we got a little something. We got a little something for Vyacheslav. We got a 7 high flush draw. We got a double gut shot draw now. Alex has got a pair. 6 high flush draw. Just a little something, Henry.
I feel bad for Vyacheslav, man. It's just, you know, one of those heads-up matches where you really kind of need to hit the ground running, coming in with like a 3-1 chip deficit. There we go. It's a little piece,
A little nugget.
a little something.
A little nugget. Just gonna press call for. Lovely. All right. Back to 20 bigs.
Will it be this hand?
A limp met by a rip.
Wow, really getting dealt bottom of range here.
Mm-hmm. Vyacheslav with the open ender on the button. Being checked 2. Yeah, a little different to the well, a couple of heads-up games we've had, Henry, this week. Both ended with rather cold decks. We had Jason Kuhn with the second nut flush into Ollie Shemin's nut flush heads
So
up.
sick.
And then, of course, Christian Rudolph's ace-queen suited into Jonathan Proudfoot's 2 kings last night.
Well, I mean, there's still time for a cold deck. I mean, I guess it depends on, yeah, compared to how cold, especially the flush v flush one. With Vyacheslav being on what, 20 bigs, it could literally just be King Jack versus Ace 5 kind of thing. Not the coldest of decks, but
No. Hopefully, I just want to see a good game where we get something heroic happen, Henry. You know, we discussed it the other day, didn't we? I'd like to see, but especially with the Kuhn Shemian matchup, it was looking really interesting, and it could have ended a number of ways. We were hoping for some sort of heroic bluff or heroic call or something or other, but just the coldest of cold decks. right now. Special stuff check calling flop. Turning Broadway.
Favourable turn.
Hmm. Yeah, rare lead.
Yeah, try to get some value from some 2-pair hands or spades. Want our opponent to check behind. I mean, this could be it. If Alex decides to just rip over the limp, just that could potentially call off.
All right. Mad Match having a little spin in the free roll. 74th in chips. Keep it going, Match. Fortunately, I was left with dust, and I'm no longer competing in said free roll, which makes it 3 nuts on the bounce, Henry, without even a sweat. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board, get back in the lab, study my free roll spots.
Pretty disappointed, mate. Don't lie. Can only hope you improve by the time we get to Cyprus.
I will. I have it figured out in time for the what is that? That knockout daytime bonanza. We'll find something to play, Henry. We'll find something. It's probably just going to be some silliness PLO, isn't it? Let's be honest. Punt our little brains out. A lovely little game. If you are watching and you're going to be in Cyprus, please do say hello. If you've won your way there, if you're buying your way in there, any which way you're there. Maybe Henry will try and get some little PLO going.
Bit of plo.
Bit of plo, a few drinks. Not a long session, just a couple of hours, little after dinner. I think that after dinner, a couple of cocktails after dinner, a couple of hours of PLO, just to chill out, let the food digest. That's the dream. I mean, obviously that turns into until 7 a.m. session where everyone's blind drunk, but and the little 1-2 game that you set up just to have a bit of fun and ends up playing as like the biggest game in the room. Well, probably not this room, but it always starts off right, is it? Right, what we'll do is we'll all play this 1-2 game, which everyone's in for 200. No one do anything silly. We'll just play, just have a good time. Next thing you know, straddles are on. The list is long. Don't be nasty, Bradley. Don't be nasty.
Yeah, those small games with a few drinks involved.
Yeah,
definitely seen. I mean, yeah, there's been 2 games I've seen with like 50k on the table. I think that's pretty insane.
They escalate.
Definitely the place for that to happen as well. I feel like.
Yeah, like an event where everyone's staying in a resort like that. Like everyone's staying same sort of place. That's where it all goes down. Alex, raising it up, getting snatched up by Vashislav with 2 fours. They fire it in.
Oh, one more sports buff question. I'm sick of being tied first.
There's a point actually. I assume there was one a moment ago, wasn't there? I've missed one.
Just keep crushing them, mate.
Who knows? Yeah, you're getting it today. I'm streaking ahead of Mad Madge now. Must be today. In fact, because I haven't noticed him here yet today. Where's PQD been? But
Hasn't been in the mix.
I'm only 80 behind now. Catching up. Checking through. Queen High v Jack High.
Yeah, it's been a pretty honest heads-up match so far.
Yeah. It's a nice way of describing it. Pretty honest. This tournament can be described in 2 phases. There was pre-Malinov and after Malinov.
That's true.
It's,
That's true.
he definitely made the gameplay that little bit different. Wild.
Matt. Behave.
Matt battling out in the free roll. Mamaj in the free roll. Renan in the free roll. Everyone trying to get that free money, Henry. And why not? Who knows what you could spin it up into? I feel like if you win money in a free roll, well, I mean this free roll is ticket, spin any free roll. You're always looking at what you can spin it into. And of course, we do have the monstrous main event this weekend. You can get in for, well, there's a cent, I believe. I mean, there's always a way of getting into an event.
Well, as little as nothing, right? With these free rolls, like winning tickets into satellites.
As little as nothing. Well, those 109 phases running all week, getting you into the main final for the WPT seats this Sunday. That's the way to do it. Yeah, 109 is the final phase, I believe, Henry. But yeah, qualify for a cent. Final 4 p.m. BST. That will flick you straight in to the main 50 seats guaranteed. It is juicy.
Felt like that could go in there.
Shout out to the cash game players.
Big up.
Out. Big up. Boosted fast forward on the go. 3 times cashback. Boosted fast forward tables on Polypoker. Hold'em and Omaha. With 5 boosted hours per day. Means you get up to 3 points for every dollar rate. That is a pretty damn good promotion. 3 times the points. Who doesn't like 3 times the points? Who doesn't like 3 times the cashback, Henry?
I personally have never complained about 3 times the cashback. I'm sure there are people that have. What I have started to complain about is the cold deck that Vyacheslav has just been
Here it is.
running into, man. Top pair against middle pair.
Yep. It's certainly cold. But the pots have been small. They've been limped. They're both still just feeling each other out, Henry. It's early days in this match.
Yeah, I don't think the ace is going to change anything. Vyacheslav is most likely going to continue calling.
These little pots, though, they're not little to Vyacheslav. Really needs that first double, Henry, to get in this game. A little change in pace from Alex, raising the limp, I'm assuming. We'll see a further elevation here. And there she is. Back to 20 bigs.
Brandon's saying, surprised he folded the ace-5 suited pre to us. Yeah, I thought that was close. It really just depends on perceived edge as well, right? Like if you just feel like you're like crushing the guy post and at any stack depth, then like taking a marginal spot, I don't know. 5 high, gonna win it showdown. Lol. Pop it up, boys.
Chop one up.
I mean, he does have to bluff bottom of range, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. No, chop it up. Ooh. King high versus kings. Maximus Black with the raid.
Let's go.
Welcome all from the Maximus Black stream. You are joining us. And there are 2 left in this WPT World Online Championships WPT500 knockout final table. It's been a roller coaster. And the heads up started pretty much where we're at. 20 bigs playing bundles.
Yeah, roller coaster is definitely one word that you could use to explain this FT.
Yeah. And, well, there is Maximus Black in the chat. Shout out to him because although we're back for the main event, or I say we're back, as in his team is back for the main event on day 2 on next Monday, Maximus is going to be here hosting the community knockout on Thursday. So you don't have to wait that much longer for more of this WPT action. But that one is going to be both without myself or Henry. It's Maximus going to be hosting the show. So please do check that out Thursday.
Yeah, unfortunately, couldn't jump in with Maximus for that one, but I hope, dude, we'll be able to do a stream together at some point.
This pot is a nice size for Alex. Kings against King 6. 10 big blind pot when your opponent's only got 15 blinds behind. It's inching. Just inching ahead, Henry.
Yeah, so getting to the point now where I have to start just getting it in pre. I mean, this could be over any hand now. This is
Right.
sub 15. I mean, you got to give him credit. I feel like he's played well and he's tried, but when you're just getting dealt bottom of range and heads up, it's tough.
Yeah. Not getting much love. Svashislav. But hey, start of the day guaranteed 6k, now guaranteed 64k.
Yeah, that's true.
So, have a look at the overall picture. Plus all those delicious bounties that have been picked up over the previous 2 days.
Like even this, like Queen High, just like not being good at showdown, like checking through.
Yeah.
It's do 7. I mean, come on.
Not just do 7, but being dominated. Yeah, and try and win it. Alex says, you're trapping me. 7-9 suited, live as you like anyway.
Yeah, especially with bounties.
6 suited. Just 12 effective. Again, like you say, Henry, that's just these hands like King 5 off. Hardly anything to get excited about, is it?
Not really thrilled about it.
Does jam with it, does get it through. Our man's due something good soon.
To be honest with you, like I hope he does double. Not that I'm like rooting for anyone in particular, but just to kind of give him a chance to at least prove himself.
Right.
Just like consistently dealt bottom of range. It's I feel for the guy. I know obviously we've all been there, but
yeah, they came in with high hopes. These two, Alex came into the day 2nd in chips, Sebastian at 3rd in chips, so I didn't want to get this far, but Well, Vashes got, I think maybe it was the first, Henry to $500 million. I think just shy of 500 million, maybe with 5 left, I think, after that huge pot with Malinov.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
And then obviously it went back to Malinov and then back around the table. Right now, Vasheslav finally has something. Straight. Bets Alex off bottom pair.
Maj said, we'll be here all night, Henry. Who knows that that's true?
We might not be here any longer than this hand, Henry.
Yeah. Alex has been playing pretty balanced mixed strategy on the button. Could limp trap this. Could min open and juice.
Vasheslav happy just to call and see the flop here, Henry. Again, maybe what you're saying there. I mean, Alex has been limping a lot, and then
has he? I thought. I mean, it's. No. I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, may bet for protection here on the turn. Grim, mate. Grim, you get dealt Queen 10 suited. Best hand you've seen pretty much all heads up match.
Yeah. And continues to get dealt this garbage 9-5 offsuit. And just looking for anything to get going with. May get a walk here. Not quite.
Let's go earn some back here. I mean, did have Alex dominated pre.
Yep.
It feels fair.
It's about time.
Alex should just be waving the white flag on this one. I mean, if check 2, this is a river that maybe he could turn his hand into a bluff. He's not going to get that chance.
No, but Vasheslav back into the 100 mil plus camp, and now pair. Go and try and get it in with a limp. Instead, gets outflop by Alex.
Still 304 in. Wow.
It's free rolls, Henry. The hard work. Not just rock off easy.
Feels like a grind. Long hold grind. She goes.
Well, we have crept up, Henry. Blinds 4 mil, 8 mil. Brennan, if I'm Alex, I'm just all in every hand until I win or double them.
It's a good strategy.
I like it. It's old school. It's just like, I'm just going to rifle it in and just let me know if I've won. All right. Come on, Vashislav. 10-3 at diamonds. Limp in. See a little flop against the 9-4. And a little bit of interest. Bottom pair plays the open end to the low end. Backdoor spades. Chiesa saying that in jest, of course. Well, here we go, Henry. I say open ender, of course. Gut shot. It's late. Trip 10 to
alright,
Vashislav.
It's alright. It's late in the evening. These things happen.
One blind bet.
Oh, wow.
Calls with 9 high. Spikes the straight. This is a dirty, dirty game, Henry. And Vashislav, I guess. Yeah, limp button. Discount aces. Too many 9s. Yeah, here we go. Go for some value. With that 10. Betting straight into it, Henry. Pardon the pun.
I mean, if it's not your heads-up match, it's not your heads-up match. This
There
is
we go.
going
Henry,
in.
He's got
Oh,
Billy
no.
Chips. He's got Billy Chips.
Maybe not
Plays
going in.
40 mil. It might, Henry. What are we looking at? Yeah. 5
Yeah.
blinds. This could be it, Henry.
Could be.
King Jack for the King Deuce. It bricks out. And there we go. Just like that. Couple of little jabs. Alexandros Biologist is the WPT 500 knockout champion. And kudos to him. Unlucky, Vashislav never really got going in that heads-up match. He didn't really crack onto life, did it, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, not to take anything away from our champ, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that feels like a bit of a rough heads-up match. Not only do you come in with, like a huge chip deficit, but yeah, as you said, like never really managed to get anything going whatsoever, and it just didn't feel like it was his day.
And look at this, Henry. Like I was saying with the payouts, the funniness of the bounty. 16, 14, 12. Then up to 24. Back down to 21. Up to 48. Staying there at 49. 75 and 115 for Alex. Those payouts all over the shop.
40k difference. Wow, that was a big old heads-up match.
Yeah, I mean, Alex knocked out Malinov, didn't he? Who knocked out bundles of people along the way, and such are these bounty tournaments. That's the way it goes. Well, guys, that's it. Sorry, the heads-up match didn't necessarily give us what we deserved. I think over the 3 days, really, the other 2 matches, they were interesting, but they kind of ended in cold decks, and then this one never really got going. But that is that for, well, I guess, Henry, I'll let you say goodbye, because that's it for your WPT World Online Championships, right?
Yeah, it is indeed, my man. I'm not going to be here with you for the main, but I hear that the guy replacing me does happen to know a thing or two about poker, and I think you'll be in good hands, James. But yeah, shout out to everyone in the chat as always. And James, thanks so much. That was a wild final table. I feel like it's been a while since
Yeah.
we've had that much, out of
Outline.
lineness going on. Yeah, that was intense. I really enjoyed that. So thank you.
They were firing hard. All right, Henry, thanks so much. Guys, I'll be back on Monday and Tuesday for the main event. That's day 2 and the final on Tuesday. But before then, of course, you have Maximus Black hosting that community knockout on Thursday. So please, guys, do tune in for that. But until I see you next time, best of luck, everyone. Thanks to the mods, thanks to the production, thanks everyone for tuning in. And I will see you on Monday. All right, guys, good night. Peace.